Well, hey there, I'm KK. I'm the owner here at Virtually Restaged. And today I thought I'd break down some of our best practices on how you can improve your listing and property photos, both with and without the help of virtual staging. Well, first, let me talk about easy ways that you can make a property more appealing, simply utilizing your own expertise. Perhaps you're the realtor, the contractor, the remodeler. I think that oftentimes we're so busy looking at big, structural, architecturally significant aspects of a home or property that we forget that the little things are typically where the buyer feels like, this is my place. So some simple ways for you to improve your listing or property is really around things that you can do very cost effectively and without a lot of help. So that would be improving light fixtures, perhaps repainting certain unsightly areas, or adding a fresh color to a room that seems kind of drab or simple. Or maybe it's worth investing in new appliances. You know, there's those little aspects of a listing being turnkey that the average buyer today really desires. They don't want to move in and have, so many things on their to-do list. They certainly don't want to have a month of construction before they're moving in if they're choosing an already established property. So for you, that's an area of opportunity to determine, is there a buyer prototype of who would be interested in this property, so much so that you can swap out new appliances, new elements of lighting and fixtures, or even paint in order to meet their needs. We've done this multiple times over and we test our work. We look at both virtual and traditional staging. And one thing I've always found, whether it's a property that we own, I'm showing you options that we've done right now where we've swapped out light fixtures, we've bought new appliances and refreshed an entire kitchen remodel. And although at times that's appropriate, I'll be honest, the cost effectiveness and simplicity alone of virtual staging, it's just so much more effective in every way to help you to sell your listing even faster and go beyond just getting more online views. You see, virtual furnitures and fixtures, they weigh 0 pounds. It means you really only need a digital interface in order for the buyer to assume and make a vision of what they love about the property. The next steps are for the buyer to do, right? And it makes it easier for you to move on to your next listing and to better promote the listing, but without being so committed to what you've invested in, whether it's the fixtures, the furnitures, the paint. It gives you that flexibility that perhaps the buyer you weren't expecting, the buyer who wants to take the home from contemporary to modern, for instance, that they still have an opportunity because you're not so committed to your staging or your improvements to the property that you've done physically. So while I believe that there are times that traditional staging and physical property improvements can be very helpful, the cost effectiveness and the time efficiency alone can be better spent on other aspects of that same listing. Hello, calling every single potential buyer that came through the open house. And I believe that when you look at it from a cost to cost, you just can't compete with a virtual staging. It allows you so much more than cost effectiveness and time efficiency. It allows you a little freedom to focus on other aspects of this listing and others. And most importantly, it gives you exactly what the buyer needs to envision without being so committed to the listing. And so when I think about times where we've done a full kitchen remodel, or we've put new appliances in, or we repainted and added new light fixtures and changed the vibe or the design of the property, I'm showing you options of that now. Every single time we've done that, we've spent more than the buyer thought was appropriate. Although with sellers, they find that everything that they put into their home should, amass them a net profit with the buyer that comes in and buys the home. That's not always the case, right? You can miss the mark with physical fixtures and appliances and paint, because if you physically paint a room teal that a client then decides they want cool gray, you've got some stuff that you need to do before they accept that listing, or they end up seeing that as a discount opportunity, degrading the listing price and not allowing you to sell faster and for the highest possible price. Whereas with virtual staging, as I'm sure you're starting to figure out, within a snap of a finger, the client can envision their cool gray home and then go out and do what they want to do and hire the contractors that they desire and have the quality that they, perceive. And that's just something that traditional staging or even investing into properties that you're trying to sell can never do. So I do believe that you can look at those properties that you are listing right now that aren't selling as fast as you would like in two ways. You can say, I'll leave the property as is and hope that the right buyer comes along. It works. Or you can say, I can invest a small amount of my time and my interest and my finances and be able to see a tremendous upside in views, in buyer interest, and ultimately in helping you to sell that property now and not 3 months from now. So we love what we do. We absolutely love being able to do both virtual staging and renovation, 3D renderings where we can create literally something out of nothing, and we'd be honored if we can help you in any way. I'm KK. Let's talk more again soon.